Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.gg Invite Highlander playoff match. We have the lower bracket finals today, taking place between Menace Society and Man Crush Monday. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, excited for this lower bracket finals match, and we are in the twilight of the season here. Only 2 games left, potentially 2 to 3 games left to determine who will be the Invite Season 8 champions. We got MTS, we got Man Crush Monday here. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we have seen these two teams play against each other twice already on stream so far. The first was in Week 7 on Steel, where MTS took a narrow 2-1 victory over MCM. Oh no, that was over Fat Peter, excuse me. So no, excuse that. Never mind. No, this is only the second time we've seen them. They did play on Lakeside, where MTS pulled what was then considered an upset victory 4-3 over MCM, and then we saw them in the first round of playoffs where MTS took a long, hard-fought 2-1 victory over them. And the maps in that match were Vigil, Product, and Asheville. Interestingly enough, that in that match, MCM picked Vigil and lost on it. MTS picked Product and lost on it. And then MCM picked Asheville and lost on it. Tonight, we have those same 3 maps in reverse order, this time with MTS coming in as the higher seed as they are coming down from the upper bracket finals, where in this time MTS picked Vigil and Asheville, MCM picked Product. So we've got the full salty run back going on right here, and I love it.
Yeah, they just chose each other's maps, getting ready to run it back. The seeds were reversed, obviously, because MTS were in upper bracket finals last week. So, yeah, same 3 maps we're going to be playing tonight. Whether or not there's going to be any different results, we'll have to see. I think it's really interesting because from a tactics perspective, picking a map that you just beat the opposing team on last time you played, which was 2 weeks ago, it's pretty recent still, that can be good and it also can be bad. If you're leaning more into those maps in practice, then yeah, you can say that you're improving on them. You think that you have what it takes to beat them again. But if you're not leaning to them in practice as much and you're relying on the variance of Highlander, it could come back and bite you. But we'll have to see which side of the coin that one lands on.
Yeah, and in my side, the tactics here goes over to MCM a little bit more. They are the lower seed, right? So when you pick your map, you want to make sure it's a map that you can almost guaranteed get a W on. And what's important to note is that in the prior meeting between these two teams, Vigil and Asheville were both neck and neck. MTS won those 2-1 and 3-2 respectively. Really back and forth gameplay where either team could have won those. Product, though, was a 3-0 in MCM's favor. So I think they're looking at that and saying, okay, we beat them pretty solidly here. And while, you do want to pick off of theory a little bit more than, just using one kind of half of scrim results or of a match result to justify your pick, I can see the logic behind that. Picking Vigil and Asheville for MTS strikes me as a little potentially questionable given MTS's strong performance against Hood on Lakeside it was last week, right? Or no, was it Asheville? They had strong performances against Vigil or on Lakeside and Asheville. So picking that Vigil to me seems a little bit off. But the other thing too, I do think MCM first banning Steel was a little bit odd too, because MCM played Steel against Fat Peter in the kind of the match to avoid getting first round of the lower bracket, and it turned into a bit of a fiesta. But MTS also had some issues with Steel in the season, so it doesn't strike me as something that MTS would really want to pick. So throwing a ban at it seems a little bit odd to me.
Yeah, the thing is, with the first pick Asheville, you mentioned that they did look pretty. They looked like they had something going against Hood Naruto. So by getting that Asheville pick through, they're probably happy with that one more so than the Vigil by far. MCM opting to ban the Steel means that Asheville is going to go through. You know that. So it's just what they've opted for. Neither of these teams breaking the mold too much in that, but with that we can get past the map picks a little bit. We've gone through them. We can run down the rosters here for the matches tonight, as we're getting the players into the server, as predictions will be firing off in chat right now. Make sure you lock those in. But with MTS, on Scout we have Sandblast, on Soldier we have Freelander, on Pyro we have Zero, on Demo is Giraffe, on Heavy is Eerie, Engineer is Spamfest, Medic is Casper, Sniper is Nixie, and Spy is Shotaway.
And then over on the side of Man Crush Monday, they continue their roster antics this time with Triple on Scout, Soapymeister on Soldier, but RJ will be on Pyro this week with Dog, the demo man from Fat Peter, ringing on Demo, Callow on Heavy, Spades on NG, Rogue on Med, Waterson Sniper, and BM now on Spy. Last we had seen them, AGB had been ringing, but they're having the rostered player BM playing Spy now, and he had played Spy last week against Fat Peter in their victory then. So, how do you think those roster changes are going to potentially change this? Because I would argue Dog on Demo Man is a good thing.
Yeah, I would
BM
agree.
on Spy may be a bit of a downgrade.
I think BM on Spy isn't enough of a downgrade to make a big difference. Like, you could say AGB is more practice on the class and would end up having a better performance overall, but I think BM should be perfectly serviceable for what they want to do, especially if Soapymeister is going to get a lot of calls on what he wants to do. BM can just kind of just play bait and switch with him. It won't be that difficult. Dog on Demo Man, though, is a really big deal in my opinion, because no flame on RJ. He's a very capable Demo Man in and of itself, but Dog is just amazing. Dog will out DPM every demo man in the league except for Bowl of Mayo, and even then, sometimes he can go toe to toe with Bowl on a consistent basis. So, I think having Dog there will be a very good thing for MCM if they want to come get a DM difference. RJ on Pyro, he's going to be perfectly serviceable. He's very capable of the class, so that's perfectly fine. And one of the differences is that Callow's in on Heavy this week, whereas last week it was Zukima playing. He is on the roster, but Callow is the normal starter. And I think most people would agree that Zukima is just a baseline upgrade over Callow. Zuki just has the results behind him, and he has the cohesiveness with MCM in the past that allowed them to take a championship. So I think that's also a downgrade. It's gonna be interesting to see how the RJ Dog Callow combo come together, because when you have three players who haven't played combo together, things can get a little bit messy.
Yeah, combos aren't always just, kind of mix and match, right? Their synergy is a thing, and certain players will work better with other ones, even if just as a random example, I don't know how true this is, even if, Bowl is, the better demo man, depending on how his medic plays, someone who's got a demo like Logan may end up working better with Rogue, just as a synergy kind of thing, where sometimes you have clashing play styles. Sometimes, one demo wants to play sink 30% heals into me, I'll frontline, my heavy sits back and just watches my back, and some demos will want to play behind their heavies. So just because on paper Dog may be an upgrade and Callow may be a downgrade, it's difficult to fully, go one way or another, depending on how they all play into each other. But if with that being said, if I'm MCM, I'm happy having Dog playing tonight, ultimately.
Yeah, I don't think you're too concerned with the roster overall for MCM. You've probably practiced with them in scrims, so you kind of know how they play by this point. You've also rung some of these players in previously in the season and played with them because of how MCM has been shuffling their roster, so I think they should be overall comfortable. It's going to mainly come down to the play in the game, and that's what it should come down to in the end. You don't want to have a team, completely shuffling their roster, looking just outclassed at the end. So I do think there's going to be a very close match here tonight between these two teams fighting for the second place spot, a chance for a fight against Hood Naruto in the grand finals. Loser here takes the third place consolation. It is some prize money, it is a placement medal, but overall, it's not what these teams want. They want to get minimum second place and have a chance at first.
Right, and with that being said, we do have, I believe, 17 in server, or 18 actually, or 17, yeah, 17, as MTS has Nixie in spec. Eerie is apparently the sole holdup, but I do want to transition a little bit to the actual gameplay, because something we've seen from MTS these past 2 weeks on Asheville specifically have been their mid-fights. We have seen Shotaway on that Dead Ringer and Revolver walk across point and just gun down the enemy demo man. We've seen Freelander have some absolutely huge early bombs. Nixie always seems to land some kind of shot the second shutter opens. So MTS was very much taken aback by it when they played each other 2 weeks ago. And on top of that, when they actually started taking rounds and taking mids on Asheville that time, they rotated, or they kind of adapted to the Bats rollout, yeah, which was kind of the initial rollout that teams were doing right when the map got introduced into Highlander, but fell kind of out of favor for the more aggressive Shutter rollout. But realizing that MTS's aggression was just too much for them to handle, they said, okay, let's go a little bit more passive, slow play this, not immediately lose 5 people on our team. And that's going to be something to look forward to right as the game starts.
Yeah, the thing about the bats rollout is it is overall slower. You have to take your time dropping off bats, walking up to the ramp side, and you will get to the point slower, so the enemy demoman will have spam on you. However, if their call is to play aggressively, which means their spies gonna be walking across point, their soldiers gonna be early bombing, and they're gonna try to get their scout demo forward. All of a sudden, they're walking into the less favorable point of Asheville, where you're on low ground. There's tons of angles you can get jumped on from, and the Bats team will have an advantage if you walk too far forward. So it's not necessarily a rock paper scissors, because if your aggression is timed well enough and you find the target scene to focus, you can still win with the aggressive rollout. But Bats one is much more interesting in the context of who can actually play their rollout correctly to get the mid fight win. And MTS, we know they play really aggressive mid, so things are gonna get explosive pretty early on.
Right, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see if MCM continues that from the last time, or they just go for the shutter and see if they can go toe-to-toe with them. Additionally, Waterson versus Nixie, we saw, again, 2 weeks ago. You know, we're referencing that so often because it was the exact same maps and very similar rosters. We're basically, I don't want to necessarily say they were even, but they were taking halves off each other. One half, you could see Waterson popping off and Nixie underperforming, and then the other half, the tables would flip and Nixie would be sitting on a 9K and Waterson couldn't get a shot off. So I think that'll be pretty even. The spies will be interesting as well, because Shadoway's proven consistently throughout all the playoffs that he's able to find picks. His revolver aim is on point, deadly even. Whereas BM, I didn't get to see most of the match he played against Fat Peter, but just doesn't have that same experience. So likely maybe that bit of a downgrade. But another thing too is that we saw that the only time RJ was really able to keep up with Giraffe was when MCM was winning, and whether or not you want to attribute that to RJ outperforming him and the win came from that, or MCM outperforming MTS and RJ stats reflect that. If Dog can keep up with Giraffe, who posted great numbers against them last time, then that'll surely be a boon in their favor.
Yeah, it would be an upgrade for them overall if they can do that and keep their coordination on point. But with that, everyone is in the server, predictions rating close to closing, and we're just getting ready for this final ready up from both teams to start the match. If you have any predictions, Alto, for this match, let's start with Asheville.
I'm gonna say 3-2 MCM. I think that MTS was really dependent on Giraffe outperforming RJ last time, and I don't think that there's going to be a demo gap to exploit this time. I think Dog is going to be really solid, and any kind of weaknesses they have from having Callow instead of Zuki or BM over AGB or Evil will be covered up by that.
Yeah, that's definitely a school of thought you can take, that the combos are more even this time, so it could be closer. I'm still going to go MTS, and I think they're going to do it 3-1. It could be 3-1, 3-2. I think MCM's definitely getting around here at some point. And the reason is that I think that MTS's playstyle on Asheville has been so evolved over the course of the season that we see what they do. And if they still do it like they do and they keep making it better, there's not much teams can do to really hard stop it. So all they need is for a couple mid fights to really go their way, and they can start exploiting the enemy team. But either way, ready-ups have come in, and we're going to be starting here.
Dog making it to mid just a little bit for Giraffe. Gonna miss his first sticky, though, as they are just going back and forth. Flare hits both demo men, I think, actually, or hits one of them at least. Giraffe getting hurt, but Casper goes down. Waterson landing the shot. Big bomb out of Soapy. Gonna hit Eerie for a lot of damage as well. That will not be healed back up. Callow down, though. Here comes in Spamfest. Wrangle jumping and takes out Rogue. Oh, the absolute madwoman flies in and takes out Rogue. Frags and corpses littering this mid everywhere. But with the aggression coming out of MTS, even though their med goes down first, it looks like they will have the mid fight unless Waterson and RJ, Soapy now recontesting, stop the point with just a sliver of time left. Spamfest Mini gonna go down, Eerie gets taken out as well. And now we're seeing round 2 as Giraffe and Dog are spamming each other again. But it looks like Giraffe is gonna be forced back. Zero going down means no Pyro to play goalie there. Shadoway gonna fade on point, and the chaos is continuing here.
Yeah, completely back and forth mid-fight. Both teams almost full wiping. We've seen both scouts run forward, get a ton of kills, triple on a 7K. Got to clean up on the enemy demo man on ramp that allowed his team to take control here. And with that, this long mid-fight is going to get turned in the favor of MCM here. Casper died at the end again, so now Rogue's gonna be on 100% Uber ad. First cap goes to MCM here in a very long and chaotic one. And
yeah, BM taking out the big kill and taking him down. Triple, meanwhile, on an 8 streak, but here comes in Freelander onto a defenseless Rogue. Does not get that last rocket off. Triple getting number 9. Will save him, but Zero and Eerie getting sniped out in short order, and MCM is here to play. but Rogue on Uber now. Triple gonna take out Sandblast for kill number 10. It looks like the Uber's gonna come in on point. Nixie caught out, will go down right away. Soapy collapsing from behind, finds Casper. Triple chasing into Shutter with the rest of the flank on MCM. Freelander bombing ramp, but Rogue playing in Shutter will not be found. Shot away with the revolver now, a new challenger, but Rogue backs out to ramp, and even though they kill Casper, it looks like with their spawns, MTS will be able to recap, but Rogue sitting on a 15% Uber that may come in handy later.
Yeah, it was a really good play overall by MTS because they got aggressive and they baited the Uber out of MCM. They lost their medic, which is the bad part about that, but everyone else pretty much kited out pretty well. They had 7 alive at the end of it and were able to re-push with their spawners and get that point capture. Casper has been building phenomenally as well, so now that 15% ad's been cut to about a 5% ad, and it's going to be even in just a second here, so MTS with the point are going to have even Ubers to defend this with. Very good play from them all around. We see right now MCM are lining up on bats, trying to walk off, heavy peek and Shutter, but BM and Dog are going to go down in downtime, so now if MCM want to go, they have to go at a 7v9, but a snipe from Watson into Erie's and give them some space. Soapy gets killed on his bomb by some stick. He's not able to find that medic pick. And now we're going to
that heavy pick could be good, but Soapy died a little bit on an off timer. But MCM or Waterson is going to take out Spamfest, so that Mini cannot be wrangled, which he uses to exert so much pressure. Rogue on Uber now, so even Ubers from both sides. Erie will be able to make it back to this fight in time. It looks like he's choosing to go up on bats right now, but the Uber comes out on point. Giraffe doing a lot of damage in the backline. Triple and Spades both going to go down. Erie and Freelander are the trades. But Dog has point prio right now. But ooh, Nixie landing the shot. I think that was off of bats. MCM still has point presence, but I think MTS has the numbers. They don't even actually. MCM should cap this eventually, but Giraffe doing a good job spamming from Shutter installing this. Sandblast on the left roof, putting in a lot of pressure, but the cap time slowly but surely going into MCM's way.
Yeah, there's a recontest from MTS, though. They're walking out of Shutter here. Neither medic has. They're about 40% each. A lot of damage going, and we see Zero and Callow drop from opposing sides. Here's the bomb in from Freelander, trying to do some damage. Gets the kill onto Rogue with that last rocket. Erie going to clear up Dog as well, and that was a perfect collapse from MTS, getting that opposing medic and keeping their point control. MCM didn't even get a cap off now, so there's a full 1 minute advantage for MTS here, and full Uber to work with that as well. Things are looking very good for the MTS side off of that play.
Spamfest's wrangled Mini and Erie sitting on the boxes were just too much for MCM to handle there. Too much hit scan coming at them from ways it was difficult to shoot back. And eventually, no one hard committed onto point, so Callow got wrangled down and they just ended up losing it. Erie playing super aggro on boxes here. Gonna take some good damage from Dog.
Oh yeah, headshot too,
but ooh, yeah.
Nixie punishing Waterston for that one. And now they're gonna look to walk aggressively into the opponent's Shutter right now. MTS walking onto bats, trying to find Rogue, but the kite is already through. They're gonna get the kill onto Dog, but Rogue is out in full. BM taking down the back one. There's a pyro on their medic, it seems. They're gonna get collapsing from the back fender. Gonna get caught out for that one. He's the only death. Once he falls to the ground, but overall it's a good kite from MCM. Their Rogue now gonna have 80% Uber in just a second. Casper only on 35, so now this is MCM's chance. They are 2 minutes in the hole right now. They need to make this push work.
Yeah, Dog though gonna get dropped right off the bats, playing too aggressively. Erie, yeah, walking up onto bats with Sandblast, doing so much damage. Gonna take out Soapy and Callow as well. The coup de grace right here. Rogue and Triple have Uber, but Rogue gets dropped by Nixie off of bats. And everything's a disaster for MCM right now. Erie pushing back from their own Shutter, finds himself on a 7K, and that's going to be MCM dominantly taking the first round.
A big combo difference shows overall. They're Giraffe and Erie topping the scoreboard for their team, and that flank from Erie from under bats and getting the kill onto Soldier and opposing heavy was insane. That just completely stalled MCM in every regard. Rogue had to drop off and then dropped Uber to a headshot, so MTS looking very clean in that first round.
Dog, though, winning the early damage fight against Giraffe, and Giraffe's in an awkward spot under bats. Casper rotates under bats, but Freelander coming in, gets one rocket reflected. Rogue popped up, will not go down, but the frags are almost all in MTS's favor. He was such a big distraction that the MTS was able to just walk forward and get point presence. So Rogue will survive. Casper does as well, but MTS again dominant on this second mid.
Yeah, these aggressive mids are just way too much for MCM to handle. We see Shadow, we see Freelander walking forward instantly, getting so much damage and distraction. The rest of the combo is able to just walk across point for almost free. They barely take any damage doing it. And when you have that much control of the point, it's hard to not win. So now we see MTS setting up here. Casper did keep Uber, so did Rogue. So they're going to be able to contest here in just a second once they get their spawners and buffs in order. MCM is lining up on bats and in Shutter, going to get those buffs out. Looks like they want to pop out of Shutter here.
Yeah, but they were kind of called out ahead of time, and RJ getting sniped out before that, not going to make things any better. Dog dropping off of bats, walking forward. Uber's going to get used, but Soapy's already gone down. Sandblast gets dropped in the Uber, though. So they may have a shot in this post, but Nixie getting stabbed out will help that. They can catch Freelander on ramp. He is low, but Eerie walking forward now. Surely going to go down here. Yep, will go down to the headshot from Watterson. And it looks like the cap should go in MTS's favor right here. Said that a couple times that I've been wrong, but the mini from Spamfest goes down. She's not going to be able to likely get another one wrangled up. Freelander back in on ramp, will be caught out and go down.
They want to recontest though with that. Sandblast is on the roof, their Demoman's spamming, and their Pyro spamming flares from crates, so the point hasn't gotten capped up yet, so with that distraction, MTS are looking to keep fighting here, but they don't have much space anymore. They're trying to walk up, Cal's going to go down, Sandblast doing a great job, start peeking him on those crates. 0 is the trade from Triple, and the cap finally goes in the favor of MCM there. Casper's still alive, they're going to keep their Uber. They're playing underneath the house right now. There's BM in, he's on the medic, trying to get any kills. He's not going to be able to find the stabbing needs or the revolver shot. They're going to be forced by Triple in secret, so they have to pop up and try to find anything, but MCM already know about this Uber, and they're going to be all the way out. So that Uber gets absolutely nothing from MCM. Great job from BM and Triple to force that one early.
Yeah, Rogue kited out to Shutter. Freelander behind at only a sliver of health will go down, but Nixie peeking out from Shutter drops Rogue again. So MTS will be able to recap this for free. Casper didn't go down in time under bats, got Uber just in time. Big bomb at Soapy. Takes out Shadowy 0 and himself there, but as far as kill, as far as kill prios go, I mean, Pyro and Spy probably on the lower end. Granted, if they go for a bomb quickly while Zero's still down, they may be able to find Casper here with about a 60% ad. If they can kill him here, it'd be great for MCM. Only barely a minute in the hole right here for MCM, and it looks like they're just going to try to dry this right now with no Pyro. Dog and Callow, everyone walking out of Shutter right here.
Good reflex from RJ there to keep the spam off his medic. Now they have control of the point. BM gonna go down to some pipes in the backline, but Uber is popped out here for MTS trying to walk forward, get some kills. Nixie gonna find a snipe onto Watterson, but nothing else. Spades will go down to Freelander on ramp. Good job from MCM's Common to kite that one out, but they don't have the point is the thing. Now they're getting pressured from ramp. They are gonna clean up Freelander, Callow, and Soapy are the trades though. Eerie got some good space there on heavy with that Tomislav, making some things work. And now Rogue has full Uber to work with. They do have a numbers advantage for now, so MCM, they probably want to go and get this fast. They are down a minute.
Yeah, dropping off of bats, they will use onto Triple and, that's Dog, excuse me, as Spamfest gonna wrangle jump off to bats, will go down though.
They got
Heads
Casper.
up play by her, but yeah, Casper will go down as well. Watterson finally finding a pick. Yeah, sack.
Oh, reflected.
Good
RJ
reflex by RJ. Yeah, Nixie will take out Callow, but goes down to Watterson for his troubles, and MCM getting a little bit forward on point. They ultimately, by the time they ended up capping, they ended up down about a minute and a half. At least that's what we're coming up on. Bit more of a passive hold from them. Watterson standing on MTS's boxes, though, looking for that deep angle. Takes out Freelander. Yeah, probably looking for Casper, but will settle with the Soldier. No one able to bomb Rogue right here. Keeps him nice and safe. Casper down 55% Uber, so 25% disad. So should be a little bit more time off the clock, but MCM's going to have to defend against at least one Uber here if they want to even out the round score.
Freelander's rolling out bats with the whip. Spamfest and Shadow went down, so there are down some players on MTS's side. Soapy's doing a high bomb here, trying to find something. He gets one rocket onto them. Not going to be able to find a second draft. Will go down to Triple in the meantime, though. So MTS are down 3 players. They're getting the spawners, and there's Nixie winning an SVS onto Watterson. That's a really big opening. They're going to look to walk forward here once they have Uber, and Casper has just come up on it.
Yeah, Triple taking out Sandblast there was great because it means that they can't immediately Uber in. Should give a little bit more time for MCM to get spawners back as Watterson and Soapy are up on the same timer as Sandblast. Callow playing close, though, means that they're probably going to have to force this Uber early. And Rogue can just pop on Callow. Yeah, great reflect out of RJ. Freelander goes down instantly. Nixie gets sniped out as well. Uber's going out onto Demo Scout and Heavy right here. Sandblast going to get forced back right here. Callow's in a great position, but the Uber from MTS is slightly better. Less flashing, but BM coming out of Shutter takes out Casper, and all of MTS is getting routed in front of the point. MCM holds on against that Uber. I think that was a 6-0 almost. And they're going to find themselves on a slight Uber ad as times almost even out.
Yeah, it was a really good denial from MCM there. They held their ground on the point, the bomb got nothing, and all of a sudden we saw MTS just kind of huddling in their underneath garage area. They couldn't quite get out from crates, and they got collapsed on easily. That said, on the respawns, Nixie has sniped on RJ, so no Pyro to deny Freelander if he wants to go this time. He's playing right now. Eerie gets sniped by Watterson, though. It's a really big pick. Both snipers kind of peeking out, trying to find the angle. Now we see Spy walking forward, probably going to dead ringer into the backline here. It's 19 seconds left for MCM to hold. They're going to lose, they're going to get a kill onto Freelander before getting some peak damage onto point. Draft is trying to get spam, but he's going to get sniped by Watterson. No Demo Man now for MTS. They need to get the point capture in just a second here. Nixie gets stabbed as well.
Yeah, Rogue kiting out, willing to bait them out onto the cap for using out on Triple and RJ. There goes Zero, no air blast right here.
Spades
Meets
too.
up with Spades. Everyone's getting flashed. Big bomb out of Freelander. They're going to find a lot. And Casper gets Uber just in time, but it's going to fade. Waterson landing another big headshot onto Casper. Freelander's going to go down. Giraffe forced to drop off that high ground. He will go down as well. And MCM comes swinging right back. Despite finding themselves in that big early hole, they played some phenomenal defense right there, and even the score back up to 1-1.
Yeah, great game, great round from Triple and Dog there. They did so much work getting all the kills. Triple's on an 11k at the end of that one, so great cleanup from him. Now we see new mid. Dog eats a lot of damage on the rollout. He's very close to dying, gonna have to back off. Draft didn't need any. He got flared just now, but the aggressive bomb in again from MTS trying to get forward. Freelander is in on the top, gonna get looked at. It gets reflected again. Eerie and Giraffe go down from the walking of MCM. They're responding to that aggression with aggression of their own, but in the backline, shot away, and I believe that was Spamfest collapsing onto Rogue. Shot away now in a 2k revolver kills. Waterson and Rogue going down to that one. And again, almost every player is dead. There's 5 alive right now, but no one has control point. Everyone's too scared to get onto it.
Yeah, Soapy went for a absolute orbital strike onto Casper and found him. I think he almost bumped his head on the skybox right there. And yeah, we are going to see another mid that just doesn't end on the first full 18-player wipe. Eerie, though, getting super forward on boxes, and Nixie finding shots onto Spades. MBM in short order. Bomb out of Soapy coming in, though. Will get reflected and go down. Does some good damage, but Dog getting sniped out as well. Nixie finds himself
Shot
5.
was in the back line.
Yeah, another pick onto Callow. Rogue gonna go down, and that recontest was a little bit ill-advised, but Waterson finds Nixie and Casper right away, lessening those losses. MTS will win the mid, but they'll find their med at an Uber disad because of it. Rogue up 10 seconds before Casper, means he will be able to build a sizable advantage off of that. And with the heals still dead right now, if MCM just goes for a headbutt, they can take this point right back.
Yeah, remember the buffs are going to be a lot faster for MCM because Rogue's been up. Casper just came up. Shadowboy's the only person he's healing right now, so MCM want to walk off bats immediately here.
Oh, but Rogue caught out!
Spamfest! Or Sandblast, excuse me.
Sandblast, yeah, just looking at him, no one was ready to shoot him. He just took a couple shots at Rogue, pot shot him down. Yes, sir, in chat, dropped Sandblast, knowing he kind of got away with a, maybe something that shouldn't have happened there. BM will take out Spamfest. Freelander going down as the cap comes in for MCM, but they extend Rogue's... No, Rogue actually spawned right before they cap, so not going to happen there. Still, though, Casper finding an ad now with Rogue going down, so MCM's defense will have a clock on it unless they can defend against a full Uber ad.
Yeah, we see Scout getting out right now with Sandblast making space. The rest of their combo's gonna try to walk out. Zero gets sniped immediately. Gonna get sniped by Nixie as Dog, so no demo man for MCM. They can't hold on to this anymore. They're gonna have to back up. Mini going up on the red roof means no one can bomb in. We see Spy coming in, BM getting a stab onto Nixie before getting taken down himself. Soapy's in the backline here trying to find some kills, gets the kill onto Spamfest. Giraffe also going down as well, so a lot of kills in from both sides again, but Casper has Uber. We see MCM dropping down onto point.
Oh, and there's Waterson!
Drop! Waterson gets the kill into Casper this time. Body shot all the way down. Now they can't contest this. MCM have control of the point. MTS want to try and counter sack, but they don't have many players up. Freelander's in the backline, but no one else can put pressure onto Rogue. They're going to cap here just a second. Eerie gets headshot and will go down for his trouble. Nixie did trade onto RJ, but a very good hold. Oh no, another
the
drop!
The drops keep coming. I think that's number 4 combined.
Yeah, 3 for Rogue. It's super unfortunate for MCM. Just when they have control of this round in their favor, again, they lose their medic to that headshot. So although the time is 2 minutes on the clock for both squads, MCM are going to have to get some respawners, get some heals back. MTS have complete control of the point now, and Nixie peeking the point, takes down Waters, so no more medic drops coming in for now from the snipers. And point gets recaptured up for MTS. Time lead is going to get evened up in just a second and should take in the favor of MTS. Shadowboy cleaning up RJ on the backline, and now they're taking lobby control as well. Oh, we got piped with Dead Ringer, that's sad.
Oh yeah, good hit there. Eerie playing forward in Shutter with some stickies to guard him, but no one else really sitting with him. Means he's gonna get forced back pretty quickly. MCM looking to go into a bit of a holding pattern on bats right here, but here comes in Soapy though, gonna get chased back by Zero. Good reflect. He's gonna be caught out by Sandblast in lobby as well. Go down. Dog got piped out as well, so MCM not gonna be able to push. Callow hit low on boxes too. BM gets sniped out, and they're not able to find any frags right here. As another snipe onto RJ. Nixie, I think, slowly but surely putting himself above Waterson right now. Although, as I say that,
scoped in the Shutter.
He finds Shadowway, but that's not the most high-value frag, though. They will get flank kills. They will get flank picks or kills, one of the two, yeah. Onto Freelander and Sambos, but Callow going down means they just keep
They're
you know,
walking
going
in
forward.
anyway. Dog and Freelander are in here, or excuse me, Dog and Soapy. They're doing some damage, and Soapy does die, but he does get the Uber force, so that's a very good play for MCM. Rogue gonna have 100% Uber in just a second. They're trying to get their players healed up and collapse. There's Waterson getting a snipe onto Zero, no power to deny means they can walk it in. Freelander's a big danger, and there's Rogue getting wrangled down by Spamfest at 99%. Not quite a drop, but Rogue essentially has 4 drops so far this game. And now with that, MTS are gonna have to run back immediately. They do have control of the point, actually. Or, excuse me, MCM, rather.
Soapy went in for a bomb, but Casper surfed it up onto Roof, and he was not able to hit the air shot on him there. So MTS now putting themselves in prime position to win this round. 50% Uber ad right here. If MCM can get in and maybe potentially get a kill on Casper before he gets this Uber, that would be really big for them, but it's going to be difficult. Sandblast playing on this Roof will eventually get forced off by Soapy. Goes down. Great rocket right there, and they will come in with the cap here, but Casper coming up on Uber should use right in here, and it's going to be a meaty Uber.
Oh, Rogue got caught on the barrels, and he gets piped down. That's so unfortunate. His movement just was not good there. And now they're all going to get chased down. Callow, Soapy go down. They're running some players in. Shoteye will get piped, but Spade gets sniped, and there's all the kills coming in for MTS. They are 8 alive compared to 3 for MCM. Cap coming in. It's 10 seconds left. MCM are barely in this round at all. They need to all sack onto it, but MTS looking good in this one.
Yeah, they will, again, get that back. 10 seconds left. MCM just getting spawners now. Rogue should be on quick fix here, and that he is. Probably gonna like not to jump in with Soapy, but someone needs to get on this. As Soapy going for ramp, not point. PM, the only one who can get on it, but ignores it, going for the stab. And that will be 2-1 right here.
This feels so bad for MCM. They're so contested. They're contesting almost every time, but when your medic has 4 drops, essentially, even if some of them are a missed sniper call, right? Some of them are on his positioning. A lot of them are on his positioning. Rogue having a game to forget here, and MCM are getting punished for it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just not being aware of the snipers. I mean, the pace in this game has been so fast. As Nixie takes out Waterson early on the mid, Freelander going to get denied on his bomb. Soapy coming in from orbit, but he's gonna find Casper with the sink. Gets taken out afterwards, but that is more than enough for him doing his job.
People. He gets RJ and helps get the kill onto Dog as well.
He's still alive. Right into 5 people. Can Rogue kill him? No, he steals the pack from Rogue and then takes him out. Oh, this match is going so fast.
So aggressive. MTS's mids on Asheville are a thing of beauty. Even if some of them can be a little bit cleaner, it's just so fun to watch how all their players are going in. They all want every frag they can get. And when it works so well. Another mid-fight win for MTS here. Med's going to be on about a 40% ad because Casper died earlier. So, yeah, it's in favor once again for MTS.
God, I took a sip of water there. All this yelling is making me... We're only in map 1 right now.
Open pick for Waterson onto Erie. Defensive heavy going down is big. Now we see MCM are edging the point with the scout demo, trying to get some damage. Sandbox is on the roof, being a nuisance as always, so they need to try and get him off there. Looks like he almost tried to meet up with his medic, and there's Nixie, even up the heavy versus heavy with a headshot. Bombing in from Freelander, gets 2 rockets onto Waterson, very clean. And now MCM, they get the capture, but they want to back up a bit, get some heals. MTS are trying to stand on it and recap. Freelander going to keep his life, and Nixie with another step to BM. Nixie's headshot BM, I'm pretty sure 3 times, so Spy not having a good matchup there. And there's Sandblast.
Yeah, I know Waterson's had a couple of the shot away, though, at the very least. But despite the quick cap despite the cap coming out of MCM, they will lose it in short order as well. Both teams do have Uber right now, but with RJ being down, no reason for MCM to key off a push right now. Shadowway pushing into ramp, gonna try to harass Soapy, yeah. Trying to get some eyes on it there. Will be forced out, gets that dead ringer popped, so that's the first line of defense down for him. But just kind of, again, stalling from MCM right now without any good advantages. They know any Uber's just going to be a waste.
Good sticky. Pushes draft back, and our Dog's dropped off a bat. They look like they want to contest. Rogue has Uber. Hopefully he doesn't drop this time to a sniper. Now they're going to look to get forced. There's the demo in. Freelander going to get killed off. Strawberry gets killed to Waterson, though. Sandblast running in with the Uber, trying to get some kills. Wins the scout onto Triple. Triple lost his flash, and now they're trying to do post. Strawberry and Sandblast do go down in post, though. Callow and RJ getting those kills. Bomb in from Soapy. Finds kill onto Zero, but can't find the medic quite yet. Nixie going to get the body shot kill onto Dog, so no demo man for MCM, but they're still walking forward. RJ Pyro trying to run some people down, gonna get shot down by Nixie. Nixie on an 8k now, and that, although he's doing very well, MCM do get the point for now.
Really want to call it a really good flash by Rogue there onto Cal to save him from Sandblast and end up turning that around, because if Cal doesn't get the flash there, he dies and Sandblast lives. But to the opposite happened. Nixie, though, may have gotten just a hat trick off of nothing but no scopes. Could be wrong on that if that first one was a scoped kill, but MTS quickly repushing, Erie pushing ramp, gonna go down right away. Callow gonna take out Erie and Zero right there. giving Dog time to get
Watch
healed
out for
back up.
Nixie, though. Nixie's
Sandblast
scope on
causing
the
a lot
angle.
of pressure. Yeah, Nixie doesn't have an angle on anyone yet, but if they walk out a little bit more forward, they will. But now the Uber on MTS getting taken deep into ramp. Not actually going to pop, though.
Yeah,
back out and continue to hold it.
it's a
Who's using out a
shutter.
shutter, though? They're going to meet MTS directly. More flashes coming out of MTS as well. So this is a better Uber from MCM. Spades brought in on it as the only hit scan. But Freelander coming in will take him
Oh, he's
out.
behind Dog, too. He should kill Dog. Oh, no, piped. Great 180 from Dog there to keep his life. And now we see MCM want to recontest here. We got Callow, Dog, and Triple. 3 power classes walking it across point, trying to do some damage. And they looks like they have enough control to take this point. They're a minute down, but they will end up getting the point here. And the Ubers are even for both teams. If MCM can put together a series of defenses like they did in round 2, they could end up evening us once again.
Exactly, and there is Waterson taking out Sandblast. He's always so aggressive that having him down is just a, sigh of relief from everyone on MCM. Spam, though, coming out from MTS on to ramp. RJ playing on roof, looking to deny it. Probably calling Nixie is watching that as well, so they're all playing a little bit back. Don't want to peek too far out.
People, how are you going to let him stab someone? Callow dropping. Defensive heavy goes down there, and MCM, now they're looking a little worse for wear on this defense. Erie did go down to a headshot from Waterson, though, so that will buy them some reprieve.
Nixie super aggressive, but here comes in the sacks from Freelander and Giraffe. Rogue gonna get forced. Dog, though, in deep onto Bats. Will not find Casper, though, playing all the way back on that shipping container in lobby. They will find Freelander, but Waterson going down will be the most meaningful pick out of all of those coming out of that sack, as Nixie now peeking Shutter for free.
Well.
It'll be so difficult. Yeah. Shotaway looking to cross, doesn't even get a Spicicle melted or his DR hit.
Oh,
Dog goes down. Great shot out of Nixie, finding what he needs to. I think lands a headshot onto RJ as well, and they are going to be forced back just as they are about to even up time. Uber advantage for Casper now, and they are in control of the point. MCM is going to need to make something happen, and fast.
That's really rough for MCM because they wanted to make MTS force Uber to get that point capture back, but instead the headshot onto Dog means they don't even have to do that. So now Rogue and Casper are going to be on 100% Uber once Rogue gets 10% more. Bombing from Soapy, it's a bit off time.
VM gets Casper! And Nixie! Sandblast going down as well. Add another one to the drop collection. MCM got what they needed. They are surging back onto point. Rogue has 100%. They just need to keep him alive, but Spamfest going to be caught out under bats by that mini sentry.
One rocket gets the force. That's so disastrous for MCM. They are in good position here. They need to recap the point, though. Remember, they can't cap out Ubered, so it's going to get stalled for a bit. 10 seconds left on the clock for MTS when it gets capped up. Neither med is going to have Uber unless this goes all the way to the very end, but we're going to see MTS want to walk forward. They probably want to get some dry pressures. They know they're not going to have Uber.
Both meds should come up here with 40 seconds left. They'll definitely have it in time, but
slight
ad for MTS, right? But Rogue is catching up as well. Yeah, that's a really greedy bomb because you can't expect they're going to let you get away with that. So no soldier there. Dog playing super far forward, maybe looking to harass Sandblast in lower, but could have died for that.
Way better than Rogue now.
True, yeah.
30%
and watch Shotaway coming up on Bats. Is he going to find anyone? Yes, takes out Spades. No Wrangled Mini, so important, but Erie also went down. Rogue only on 80 right now. Casper outbuilt him by 20%. That is massive, but Rogue on 90 right now, just as MTS is getting cap time.
Nixie and Casper going down again.
The pick class is coming in huge, getting Nixie and Casper. Uber coming out from Rogue now. They can come in. Zero's going to go down as well. Everyone's getting flashes. Frags galore for MCM right now. That cap time's coming down. Watch for Sandblast. Coming in behind the triples away and slips him out. Ooh, and yeah, BM continuing to find frags, and after turnaround after turnaround, MCM comes out on top in round 4 and will be going
27 points that round. That's even with his medic. BM did a carry performance in that round to get his team to even up. That was amazing from BM there, coming in as not their main spy, but doing a great job.
And we are now in the overtime round. Giraffe winning the early damage fight against Dog, but both meds coming in should even that up. Shotaway gets his demo pop. Freelander coming in. God. Great reflected pipe coming out. Erie going down as well, but they lost Dog and Callow. So slight worth advantage right now for MCM, actually, as Nixie takes out Waterson. Losing your sniper is massive here, but BM trades it right out, and Triple coming in takes out Casper. The corpses keep coming at regularly scheduled intervals on this mid, as Spamfest Wrangled Mini right now is actually the most valuable player on this mid fight, I would say.
Yeah, this mini sentry is going to get built up from both teams as well. Spades now has his up in front of Shutter, and we're going to see Rogue coming up on Uber soon because he didn't die. So now Dog walking out confident with this. Rogue on 100%, bomb in, trying to get Sandblast off the roof. They are going to take some space here. MTS are trying to kite them out and counter some damage, but point capture is firmly in the favor of MCM right now. MTS can't drop off. They want to try and force this Uber if they can, but they don't have enough people forward, and that will be a mid-fight win for MCM here with full Uber ad.
Yeah, and we finally see MCM having what looked like, you know, a fairly dominant mid, and a fairly quick one, too, for the standards of this game. Sax coming in, but Rogue draws down! Nixie finds the shot out of Shutter. Didn't think the Sax were a problem, but the sniper was. Casper now sitting on an 80% Uber, but here comes Insopi, finds one rocket, the second not going to be enough. Casper goes out, takes a body shot on his way out, too, and drops down to sub 10 health, but will escape with his life, and more importantly, his Uber percentage, as Freelander finds himself 3 on the backline. RJ going in, gonna go down as well. So they're gonna get about 40, 50 seconds off of it, but they're gonna cede the point and the Uber at this point. So
I feel like I'm watching an Alto game right now, where your med drops 5 times on Asheville, and yet they're still competitive somehow. It's 2-2. They think they're close, but that's going to be really bad in the context of getting this final round. Remember, this is a playoff cost. It's first to 3 wins. Winner of this round takes map 1. And with that, Casper now going to be on 100% Uber. They're in a time disad right now, but that should get evened out by the time Rogue gets and MCM want to push. So we're going to be on even footing here in just a second.
Man, I'm still wounded from your words, Zag. But Nixie taking out Waterson means that they can spread out on this point. But Soapy going in deep, going to do a lot of damage. The force eventually comes out from RJ and BM, everyone walking forward. There's enough time on the clock. We're going for this is fine. MCM still has the time lead. They now have the Uber ad as well.
Kalo's on a delayed spawner. Heavy now is going to need 5 more seconds to get to point, so they're going to regroup here. Rogue 90%. They're about to have in just a second.
They
MCM
sniffed out Eerie under bats. Getting him out of here quickly is going to be really important. We saw what he did in that first round. Yeah, so
Soapy and Shotaway are going for something. Or Freelander, excuse me. Freelander's going to clean up under bats. Shotaway going to get his Deadringer popped. And now MCM dropping off, Ubering into the opponent, trying to find anything. But I feel like they didn't get where Casper was. They didn't exactly know. They just Ubered into a Pyro and got fully denied. No kills on that Uber for MCM. It kind of was just wasted. They are going to get the point back, but the Uber just had now.
Triple uncharacteristically whiffed a bunch of shots onto 0 there, so not even a pyro frag to be found. Shadowway will be caught out right now, but they're not going to have to run sacks. Casper having about a 45% ad or so. RJ looking to get healed back up to continue denying some of the spam over on Roof right now. But Casper at 99 coming up on Uber as we speak. They drop off and use right away. This is a bit of an early use, but Rogue caught out. Sandblast should be able to get him here, and he will. Spamfest going to go down on the backline, but the med pick is exactly what they want. Callow dies as well, but Mini takes out Sandblast. Freelander going down as well, so actual numbers add for MCM, but the heal's over, and Eerie going down. No Heavy is so important there.
On the roof. And
yeah, the collapse coming back in from MCM after losing their medic is pristine.
MCM, they get all the kills they want on the sack they need. Spamfest and Draft going down at the end. It was a perfect hit scan sack with the bomb in from Soapy. BM, Triple, and Soapy getting tons of distractions and tons of frags. And with that, MCM going to keep their advantage in this round, both in time and in Uber. It's about a 5% ad, not going to matter too much, but the important thing is they're about to take below 1 minute on the clock. It's 1:45 for MTS, and MCM are still very in control of this round for now.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, Rogue didn't have anyone out with him when he spawned, so they're actually going to find themselves at a slight Uber dis-ad right now. But it is almost even, it's even enough that it won't be push-worthy. But Rogue taking a pipe over. Nixie going to get sniped out, though, and Freelander getting levitated over
Waterson!
Roof. Goes down, and Waterson finding the shot onto Casper off of Fans. Going to take out Eerie as well. The pick classes for MCM continue to do so much work for them in key moments right here. Finds 0 as well. Call that a hat trick for Waterson. Soapy going in onto Spamfest on Bats, going to take out our Mini and let her kite into lower. But Rogue still alive, nearly a full advantage on Casper right now. They're just going to drop down, though, not even going to bother with the sacks, not enough time. Only Freelander going over, but Rogue playing out on point. Uses this time, not going to let himself go down to Nixie, who had an angle on him. And they're going to force back MTS, but they didn't get too many frags with this.
Yeah, just the sackers died.
Casper won't have Uber unless this goes into overtime, but they won't have it either. So this is just going to be a straight-up DM fest. MTS spreading out on point. Casper already a little bit hurt. Triple on Bats harassing Freelander, but Eerie close, buying his team
MTS
time to cap.
MTS have all the position here. They're going to get the cap.
Casper goes down, though. Dog finds the point right after the cap, so extended spawn. BM finding Nixie. Giraffe going to go down. MTS said, yeah, you guys got a cap. Sure, take it. We'll put you on those long spawns, and then we'll put you in the respawn chamber, taking Asheville 3-2.
That was a close one, and that was MTS's map pick, so MCM with that upset, they're going to be very happy, especially moving into Product, which they won convincingly last time these two teams met up. So now MCM all of a sudden from the lower bracket looking very clean here with that first map win. I say very clean, If you're Rogue, you buy your entire team a pint after that. You drop 5 Ubers, and your team still bails you out. Your pick classes do work. Your combo does work. Triple and Dog played so well together. BM and Waterson popped off in the key moments. That was a all-around performance on MCM's side to kind of save the fact that they didn't have very many Ubers. I'm gonna look at the stat sheet because I want to see how many Ubers.
It was 4 drops for Rogue,
but it was,
plus
90, it was a 99%
plus a
to a
99%.
Wrangler. That's a drop.
Casper had 2. However, Rogue did have less deaths than Casper. But the stat lines I want to point out right here is I want to point out at triples 41 and 12.
Yeah, triple.
He went on 2 separate 11Ks, so we knew his stat line was going to be nuts. Then, comparing the spies, BM went 27 and 22, Shadowway went 20 and 33. So not only did BM get more frags than Shadowway when we were considering that Shadowway would have the advantage there, he lived more often, was able to give way more comms, and got so many key picks at, clutch moments. And even though Nixie had 5, still has 5 DOMs in the server, and outfragged Waterson was able to get, just as many key picks. Well, maybe not just as many, right? But a pretty comparable amount. And while Nixie may have gotten more of those drops onto Rogue, the amount of times where Waterson got a really, really important headshot onto Eerie, right when he peeked out, there were a bunch of times where we didn't, I didn't really have the time to talk about it because of, all the chaos that was happening elsewhere. But there were times when if Eerie didn't go down when he did, he was about to shred the entirety of MCM. And Waterson being able to take him out in those situations in particular is just so massive, removing that 450, damage sink from the field instantly.
Yeah, so many key plays come out from MCM exactly when they needed them, and it paid off in the end with that 3-2 win. They're going to be feeling real good after that one. And with the stat line of like Triple playing out of his mind, Sandblast was doing well as well. Like Sandblast had more DPM, Sandblast got a lot of key kills and a lot of good flank plays, but Triple is just so consistent. It's so hard to deny Triple what he wants to do because the way he plays, he will get frags and he will live a lot as well. It's just so hard for MTS to deny Triple. And especially when Dog is doing 476 DPM, it was a bit less than Giraffe, but it wasn't, he wasn't outclassed. It was a pretty even matchup on the Demo Man, all things considered. So really just good play all around from the MCM combo. And that was like one of the big questions we had coming in here is would their combo be able to kind of step things up and put things together, even if they're shuffling around a bit? And easily they were able to.
Which is funny because statistically they were outmatched quite a decent amount. Giraffe actually outdamaged Dog, had a much better KD, and Eerie versus Callow. Callow's KD did not look good, but they played the roles that they needed to.
RJ played really well as well.
RJ was phenomenal at denying on Pyro, and Callow may have gotten caught out a couple of times that you could knock him for, but overall was kind of playing the aggressive style that he needs to.
Yeah, he's
so
those
deaths are necessary for MCM to win. Although I don't think the spy gap was going to be as big as we thought it did, because BM really, really saved them a bunch of times with just some
context
really key picks.
On the spy plays, you can say, Shadowway got outclassed in kills and had more deaths, less damage. You have to keep in mind how they play. Shadowway, of his damage, he had 4,200 revolver damage and 200 stab damage. BM, it was 10,000 stab damage and 1,000 revolver damage. That's just how Shadowway plays the map, where he just plays Revolver Gremlin kind of, and he does a lot of work, where he will knock people's buffs off, he'll knock their crit heals off, he'll get cleanup kills, and sometimes he'll find key stabs. But when BM is able to get in consistently find chain stabs, that's just going to be higher impact.
Right, Shadowway's playstyle could be considered more...
It's consistent.
It's consistent, and it's reliable, right? And when you're playing in a team scenario like this, having someone who can having something constant like that you can work into strategies and play around is important, because you can't play around a triple chain stab from your own perspective, right? You don't know when your team is going to pull out a triple chain stab. It's not something that you can bank on. It's not something you're always going to have. When it happens, it's great, but you can't put it in. You can't just say, okay, BM, execute triple chain stab, go. And just hope it to come up. So in this case, it's what BM's doing is much more high risk, high reward. But in this case, they got the reward. You know what I mean? It paid off. If Zero and Eerie and Casper are able to do a better job of spy checking for themselves, then I think that you may see Shadowway his value start to become a little bit more apparent. But when BM's consistently pulling off stabs onto Eerie, onto Casper, onto Nixie, every life almost, it feels like, you just can't compare those. You can't compare those two.
And I have another stat from those stat sheets while we're waiting for product to load out. The SVS. Nixie won the SVS against Waterston 12-3. That is insane for the MTS team. 12-3 on SVS. Guess how many times BM killed Nixie? 13.
Yeah. And
Half of BM's kills were on Nixie. He put down the enemy sniper when his sniper wasn't finding the SVS. So that advantage that MTS should have had with constant SVS victories, it just wasn't there because of how much BM was focusing him.
On top of that, Waterson killed Erie 11 times.
Yeah, and Nixie only killed Cal 3.
Which is wild. And then Waterson also, even though all of Rogue's drops were, kind of like a major point to stick on, Nixie killed Rogue 4 times, Waterson got Casper 7. That's more than a med pick around, which, again, is something that, is not something you assume is going to happen when you're kind of theorizing how these matches are going to go. But when good players are finding themselves in good spots, this is what happens, They all kind of play into each other, right? Nixie was dominating Waterson in the SVS, but BM was able to pick him up. Erie was, in a sense, Callow wasn't able to find too much because of the way he was playing, but Waterson was able to pick him up and neutralize, the enemy heavy as well. So everyone at MCM is just, picking each other up. Triple staying alive, making sure that everyone's damage gets cleaned up on. RJ's, stopping Freelander from running rampant, and they're all just helping each other out.
Yeah, the entirety of MCM is playing their game, and it's working phenomenally. The kills that round were top frags are Scout, Sniper, Spy, Pyro. When do you ever see Sniper, Scout? Okay, Sniper one thing, but Spy, Pyro? On 3 and 4? They're just all doing their roles super well and enabling each other, and that allowed them to take a 3-2 on a map they were not favored on.
Yeah, and even though the top fragger is on MTS, the bottom two fraggers are on MCM. If you look at the top, the top 7, 5 of them are on MTS. It was just MCM, excuse me. It's just a good team performance, and they're now moving into product, which MCM won 3-0 last time.
Yeah, let's transition to a bit more product here since the teams are in warm-up phase, getting some warm-up going. After what we just saw in Asheville, and based on what we've seen in the last time these two teams met up 2 weeks ago, we have to favor MCM here.
Yeah, they won on a map they previously lost on, and now they're playing on a map they previously won on. And I mean, nothing would be more, Highlander playoffs typical if after a long best of 3 between two teams where they all lost on their map picks, they then pick each other's maps and lose on those too.
Yeah, it's just a massive jinx. We're going to see MCM get 0-3 now, guys. So MCM's going to even this up here.
If MCM goes 0-3 here and then wins on Vigil 2-1...
We have the script.
We have a script, and you can stop watching, because all of this is pre-planned.
Yeah, that said, mid is active right now. We're rolling out. Dog versus Giraffe. Trade goes evenly. We see early bomb onto the enemy bats from Soapy, and now counter from Freelander trying to get some damage in. Aggressive. Dog and Waterson are the first casualties. Freelander going to trade his life with enemy sniper, which is worth it. But counter bomb in from the people on concrete. Soapy gets 2, BM and Spades get a couple as well. And now MCM have tons of pressure onto the point. It's only 3 up for MTS here. They're going to lose 0 on the back end to BM before he gets killed. And that was a clean mid fight from MCM there, executing their claps perfectly. Casper did live, though.
Right, BM, though, found Nixie and then goes right in to stab the Pyro, yeah. He's gonna have to back up right there, get the pack on grass before coming back in, but he's on Uber right now, as is Casper. So Dog jumping forward, they use aggressively here despite having the point. Freelander gets launched forward a little bit, and this is a bit of an odd Uber exchange that's gonna end up with MTS having point prio. If MCM can collapse effectively, so here comes in Soapy, trying to get Nixie, hits him low, but will keep his life over on Cliff. Freelander should go down on concrete. Yeah.
Got cleaned up by Sandblast and Erie, so Demoman is down, and now MTS have control of the point. They're trying to get that cap up, but Erie's going to get headshot and then gunned down by Watson and Callow, and that the point is retained by MCM for now. There's a mini up here being a nuisance to Triple, so they need to take that one down before he can walk forward. But either way, they have control of the point. Watterson is scoping on the point. MTS are kind of stuck in pocket here. They only 60%, so they're not going to have. They need to get players healed and get on the point. Spades is going to die to deny that point a bit longer, but now we're going to see MTS regrouped and repushing.
Yeah, the cap gonna come through for them. Dog going down again, and Rogue getting sniped. The second Watterson gets Casper. Both men get sniped at the same time. It looks like the Asheville torture chamber is continuing on to product. Soapy gonna go in for a big bomb onto Freelander and end up trading with him. It's frag galore right now, but MCM is the one losing out on this as they are bleeding more players.
And time.
Rogue, though, in having the shorter spawn, will have a slight add on Casper. Nixie, though, going down. Watterson saw that 12-3 and says, I'm not letting that happen again. Takes him out right there, giving Dog room to get up and start spamming. Want to see MCM really start getting on point right now. I don't know why they're being so passive with Nixie and Shadowway both dead. No pick classes. Sandblast now going down. That should be enough. Rogue takes some damage behind Rock. Zero goes down, and they're just now getting on point after all these frags, but Casper is forced all the way back
is
out.
high bombing, trying to find anything. He's going to get one rocket, but then died to the crater damage, so not finding that med pick. Rogue going to be on 100% Uber, Casper only on 80, so small ad. RJ, his pyro sack doesn't quite work out as he just dies on the back line. And now it's a 7 people defense. That said, Watterson opening up. A snipe onto Giraffe is so big. Bomb in here from Freelander trying to find anything. He will get that force. Shadowway not needed. And now they're going to try and walk forward, get some kills. Counter force out here from Casper. It's a solo onto Sandblast right now. Going to try and find some kills. Demo gets left up to dry a bit. Sandblast trying to...
Combat sandwich from Callow going to save Dog. That's so great as a pause comes in as Soapy Meister has Casper and Nixie in his sights.
That was such a sudden burst of HP. I'm like, that has to be an arrow, but no, it was the combat sandwich from Callow there to save Dog. And now they have a bomb in from Soapy here, so and a wrangled mini from Spades. All of a sudden, we're gonna see MTS have control of the point for temporarily, but there's such a good collapse incoming here. Erie's about to die. Look at Callow. Erie's gonna die instantly here. He's taking a heavy and a Wrangler, so Erie's gonna die. Soapy's gonna be over the top. Zero's not in position to deny Soapy. Look, Soapy's gonna get a bomb onto Casper here.
That, and for you guys in chat, that first rocket is directed at Casper. This is not a bomb onto Nixie. Soapy is looking to get the medic here. There's no NG here, or there's no Pyro, that's going to be able to deny this. Spamfest might be able to shoot him if she reacts in time. The problem, though, is that I don't know if anyone knows he's there. None of them are actually looking at him.
This is so doomed. This is so doomed for MTS. Look at BM in the house. Even if Soapy doesn't get this kill into Rogue, BM does. Or onto, not Rogue, Casper. BM does. This is so doomed for MTS right now.
Oh yeah, BM is mid-decloak right here. He's going to be coming in. That first rocket is going to hit. Unless Casper hits a fantastic
Casper's
surface.
I'm going through
their pods. I think Spamfest might be the only person. Yeah, Spamfest is the only person that can see Soapy right now. So they do know the bomb's going to be coming in. They'll be able to deal with it. Casper's probably...
Erie's going to die here instantly. This is so doomed.
The best case scenario here is that Casper is now aware that there's a rocket flying directly at him.
Keep in mind,
surfs
this
over
in the future.
China.
This pauses in the future.
True, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, no, they likely aren't going to have a reaction to this.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was forgetting that this is in the future, because this is such a... I wanted this to be the moment they pause now.
This is such an interesting moment that we're paused at. Sorry for the pause. We don't exactly know what's causing it. It looks like it's a tag pause, so this comes at the end of the first round. It has to, right?
I would say it seems pretty likely here that Casper, in all honesty, likely goes down here. Erie goes with him. And MCM wins. Granted, though, if this is 90 seconds in the future...
We don't know exactly.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know how much time was left for MCM. Because remember, the time keeps ticking and pauses. So MCM is not at double overtime here. Or they're not at overtime yet. The clock is still ticking, so we don't know exactly how much time will be left when this pause ends. But either way, things look really good for MCM here.
Yeah, and that Wrangler means that, again, we've been talking about how Callow's going to kill Erie, but that Wrangler from Spamfest, Sandblast is... although Sandblast is behind her right here.
Yeah, Spades will die. Spades will die, but it's too much. Erie will explode in just a second once the sun pauses. Callow's shredding him right now. Like, he's dead.
Yeah, and Zero's just not in a good position here.
Yeah, Zero's not in any position to deny this bomb, so... If MTS managed to keep Nixie and Spamfest alive, I'll be surprised. Like, Nixie and Spamfest are the ones who won't immediately explode. Spamfest as well. Or Sandblast, rather. And Shadowway's also in-house. So, if Shadowway doesn't get spy checked, hold on. No, Rogue is looking at Shadowway decloaking. Rogue sees Shadowway. He's directly staring at him. So Shadowway shouldn't find a pick.
Watterson almost has Zero in his sights. He's like a foot to the left.
Yeah, Zero probably gets sniped here. So everyone should just die.
Yeah, it's annoying because we don't remember exactly where the time was at. This feels like a last round desperation push because of just how sloppily this is probably going to turn out.
Yeah, we're predicting MCM to come out big winners here and probably take this round just because they're going to have Uberat after this to defend with. And although they're not on overtime yet, I do remember they had a time advantage. So,
definitely.
Yeah, it's not looking good for MTS in this round. And we're just waiting for the unpause here. This is a really nice freeze frame overall. I really like... the thing with these pauses is so interesting because like we get to analyze each player's point of view. This would be great for like a team fight breakdown type thing. Like what exactly is happening.
Yeah, we get to talk about and we can breathe a bit, right? Which we normally don't get to do in Highlander matches. That Asheville half was one of the most chaotic things I've ever witnessed, and my hacking up a lung in the middle of it was kind of testament to that.
Oh, here's the unpause. Erie immediately dies. Bombing from Soapy. BM, they actually don't find him, but BM will get the revolver shot. Nixie goes down as well to the bomb from Soapy, and everything went about as we predicted. Shotaway doesn't find a pick yet. Did Sandblast lose to Spades? Sandblast lost to Spades.
Yeah. Oh no, Triple came over and protected him. Yeah, but there's currently just over a minute on the clock left for MCM. Rogue coming up on 50% Uber to Casper's now 15 or so, about a 40% ad for Rogue here.
Yeah, 1 minute left on the clock, 50 seconds for MCM. I've done a HUD reload, I'm not sure if Dolphin has that one down yet, but MCM looking good here, 50% ad, they have all their players alive, and now MTS are walking on point trying to edge, force some bomb, force some players. Soapy behind again, and Washington wins the SVS. RJ does get stabbed though, so there's Shaw to find a kill. He's on Rogue. Rogue must see him, so Shawway not going to get that kill quite yet. 100% Uber for Rogue, and they have a one-man advantage here. Shawway coming in again, he is seen, he gets piped and killed instantly, so nothing for the spy of MTS. And the point is still in control of MCM here with this Uber. BM, a 2K Sandblast and Spamfest, all the hit scan going down for MTS, and this looks super doomed. They can't force this Uber, and it's 15 seconds left.
Yeah, Casper will have just as we enter overtime here, but no, he doesn't because Soapy finds him on grass, coming in, finally hitting the med with one of those big bombs of his. Hadn't been able to find him yet, and Watterson takes Sandblast out of the air. Freelander coming in, the Uber's gonna get forced out, and there is MCM taking round one quite convincingly.
Yeah, 2 minutes left for MTS there, and that's where they tack pause. That's where the pause just came in, so we saw that. MTS need to find something to make this work. Remember, if they lose 2 more rounds here, they are out of the playoffs in 3rd place. They need to find something.
Yeah, and I mean, after coming down from the upper bracket finals, you'd think they'd be favored here, but MCM is showing up strong. Soapy gonna find Nixie right off the bat. Huge bomb, and Nixie's playing on his own. Sandblast goes down as well. 2 key players dead. Zero and Giraffe as well. Everyone at MTS is trying to rush forward, but they're all going down. Soapy coming in for round 2 on this bomb, finds another 2. And MCM looks unstoppable right here on Product.
Freelander's a bit too late. Doesn't get anything done, gets headshot in the back end. That's pretty much a clean wipe. Callow the only person going down because the Heavy just soaks a bunch of damage in the front line, and MCM look indomitable so far in Product. They're gonna have full Uber ad for this defense right now. MTS need to sack, they need to try and force it. Shotaway can't quite cross yet, there's people in his way, sees some sticky traps, but for MTS you need to find a play. You need a playmaker to make something happen here.
You know, yeah, I'm trying to... I want to say some things about the pick ban in retrospect, but as the sacks come out, but yeah, Giraffe gonna find and a bad look there. That the only thing that maybe could stop the momentum gonna come out there, but MTS did trade 7 people for that. Yeah, so they're not gonna be forced to give this up right away.
It's a 7-man sack build Uber with Scout and Spawn. It's fine for them. That's the play. That's the play they needed. Getting Giraffe to get that drop is perfect. He hit all the stickies, and that's their way into this round. So MTS
huge high bomb out of Soapy, gonna find Casper. That was so perfect. Gonna get the drop on him too. Came out of outer space.
And apparently that was crits for which medic?
Casper, I believe. Rogue's still on Uber, but Casper was on crits. Yeah. So they stayed in spawn to build up the crits while that was happening, but all that trickery not gonna matter as Casper just gets orbital cannoned off of the map. Nixie gonna get revolvered down by BM in his own spawn right there. Casper back up on Uber now for those interested about that, and MCM still, Joe, as even after their med dropping, they just don't care and continue to hold the point. They finally drop right back.
Big shout to BM there, because BM was cloaked in spawn. He called that they were walking out concrete side, so Soapy knew exactly where to sink his bomb and what time to do it. So great communication there from
BM
MCM.
finds him again.
Oh, BM, fantastic game on a 4K BM, and he's not going to die either quite yet. Will get finished off by 0. Watterson wins an SVS onto Nixie, turning that SVS statistic around, and MCM with full Uber in just a second here, still holding on to the point. It's already a 2-minute lead. Things look super bad for MTS right now.
We should hopefully have a little bit of downtime here, because I want to mention that point about the pick bans. MTS's strategy of pick the maps we narrowly beat them on is not working out for them.
Yeah, it's super
all.
Inferior, especially to the pick, because they played into the variance where BM found a ton of plays. Triple had his phenomenal game. You played into the variance of Highlander and you got punished for the 3-2 loss. And MCM on the other hand, pick a map they 3-0-1, they're confident they can 3-0 again. When you pick a close map, you're coin flipping again, and MTS are getting punished for it. Now Rogue 100% Uber on this defense.
BM finds Casper again, and all of MTS is just getting mulched in their own main.
I think the tilt has to be setting in for them right now.
They're gonna get 3 minutes to 0. Go against full Uber. They're actually gonna get clean swept in this round.
Yeah, they even get a drop onto Rogue, and they're still not able to pull the cap off it. Here comes Giraffe pushing back up through main, and BM gonna go down this time, so no spy here. Uber comes out, but Freelander bombing in on Rock takes out Dog, so no demo here. Casper only on 35%, and they're not even gonna get on point.
3 minutes to 0'd. Oh, that's a clean wipe, a clean sheet
in
round 2 for MCM, and they're looking so strong here. One more round is all they need for second place and a shot at Hood Naruto in the grand finals. MTS, they have to be demoralized, but they need something here. They need anything. Giraffe has a good rollout, gets a good sticky onto Dog, so at least they have that to work with. But it's about this mid-fight. Soapy's in early, trying to do some damage. Will end up dying for his trouble. Shotaway is traded out in that regard, and now it's 8v8. Freelander goes down on his bomb. Spade's gonna clean up, and there's Watterson. Finds a shot into Casper immediately. No medic for MTS. They're in shambles already. They need to look forward, try to find some kills. Anything they can do. Erie's dropping off Rock. Zero's walking forward. They get shut down. Erie's 1 HP, gonna burn out in just a second. He's gonna get shot down by BM. It's RJ, the only casualty, and that's MTS get wiped again on mid.
Really want to give, kind of didn't get noticed amongst all the other chaos, but after Freelander went for the cliff bomb, that's normally pretty hard to chase down, RJ debt jumped up behind him and blew him off the pack, so he wouldn't be able to get it, and he ends up going down, which is just like another kind of insurance thing to make sure that Rogue doesn't go down here, making sure he can't get reverse bombed. So it just really heads up play there and shows that MCM
so tilted.
Because
BM was standing in the spot that every spy stands in. It's so easy to spy check that, but Erie just didn't. Here's a sack in. They do force Rogue, but they lose every player who sacked for it. Freelander gonna go down in just a second here. He almost got that kill if that Uber was a second shorter, but...
Watch for Shotaway? No, he's not going in immediately. May have been able to get the revolvers down, but Rogue gonna get the small peck and connector. Sandwich from Callow, healed right back up. Shotaway on Cliff, though, has the opportunity to go in for something. Will find Watterson.
It's Watterson, yeah. We'll make it out for now as well, so he can still give some comms. Getting chased a bit. So RJ is actually not in here to deny quite yet. He should be calling the powers chasing him. And now we're going to see MTS dropping off, Ubering off of Cliff, walking forward on point, trying to find whatever kills they can. Nixie gets stabbed immediately by BM. They are going to get a kill onto Callow, though. That heavy backing up being a meat shield. And Uber only gets 3, so we're going to keep his life. Spades gets killed in the end. They do get their first capture in 2 rounds here for MTS, and they will have an Uber dis-ad to work with, so that's not the best for them, but at least they have a cap this time. They're going for a cliff hold now, which they do have to do, I'd say.
Yeah, they need to forward hold and get as much time off this clock as possible. But Sophie coming in from behind, catches Giraffe out a little bit too forward. Freelander going down as well. Means that MCM has the Uber ad, and they have the numbers ad right now. Nixie on China, but Erie gets caught out as well. Sitting in main, I think, going for a cheese play. Gets taken out. Dog gets sniped, but they're not going to need a triple going deep into the enemy team's main. Everyone getting flashed in this. Casper will get out with his life here, but the cap goes back over to MCM, and they're soon going to be pushing a minute time lead as they're about to dip under 130.
Yeah, that said, Casper managed to keep his life that time, so MTS will have full Uber to push this with. They're walking through main. High bomb from Soapy. Gets put into the ground by that reflect from Zero. Good deny on this one. BM gets caught out as well. Very clean denial on the aggression from MCM there. Now MTS with Uber, they look like they want to cap this here. If they can, they want to keep their Uber, and looks like they have enough kills where that is the case. Sandblast will die to Watterson, but easy cap in here. Spades going for a sack. Don't let him force. Oh my god, Spades gets a solo force.
Everything is going in MCM's favor right now. Watterson got 2 picks as they were backing out too, and now Spades, the lone engineer, the pusher himself, runs in and forces that Uber. That is a death you are happy to have in the logs. Dog now taking ground back up through pocket right here, getting some good spam onto point, forcing Erie back into a headshot or a body shot, gonna hit him low, and he goes down to Callow. Pushing through connector right here. Nixie gonna go down as well, and MTS is playing so split right now. Rogue has this Uber, but he's not even gonna need to use it right here.
Oh, they got to tank Triple here. Triple needs to do some work as their heavy needs to back up. He's too hurt. Demoman can't quite do much. He gets a flash and they get the Uber just in time. Triple gonna walk forward, try and get some kills. Reflect in from Zero. They're gonna kill RJ and keep the Uber off his medic. So really good denial from the MTS Pyro. And now Casper 80%. Cap went in the favor of MCM, but MTS have what they need to keep pushing and keep going back. Heavy is on concrete, but gets sniped immediately by Nixie. Gonna get bombed out by Soapy and traded. So at least there's that. but now it's going to be about forcing point. There's
There
Watson,
goes
a headshot
Spamfest and
onto
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
Erie's now holding out to Dry on point. Waterson looking something, but no, the Uber gets popped in time, but Rogue will be escaping out through the grass.
The end just backpedaled into them disguise, hoping to fool him. Unfortunately, the Uber was in his way, but Cap almost going in the favor of MTS. Not quite yet. They can't get it yet. There's too many players denying. It's just Zero here. Trying to edge point, gets taken to 1 HP.
Fades, though, the lone man on point denying gets skyboxed and taken out, but Shotaway finally finding a pick onto Rogue.
Shotaway, yeah.
Yeah, Dog gonna go down as well, so MTS will have a brief moment of reprieve here, where they'll find themselves an Uber at Rogue finally going down here in this round. But there is Watterson already leading off the SVS onto Nixie right here.
The medic, dude, Sophie is BMing them.
Oh, but and Watterson, though, just continually finding shots. Watterson's on 43 points, Nixie's on 14 right now. Barely able to do anything. BM coming in, finds Giraffe. Continually just dropping in from Cliff, finding whatever he wants, or from China, excuse me, as Shotaway gets sniffed out in return. The Uber comes out of Casper right here, but that's RJ there to deny it. Great job. Callow's kind of caught in the middle of this with the fists out, but he'll just casually walk away. Dopey in behind, though, gonna not go down, actually, waiting for the pack out on Cliff, gets chipped out.
He's gonna be on the medic in just a second here, gets shot out of the air by Sandblast, good denial, but MCM have recaptured the point, and Rogue's on 85%. MTS need to be able to contest this with no Uber, and it's 18 seconds left for MCM. All they need to do is defend here.
Dopey there, Sandblast goes down, no scout is so big here. Watterson hitting everything. Nixie will equal it out onto Watterson, but the Uber comes out. Erie gonna kite out with the fist, but BM finds Nixie. He gets whatever he wants.
Got 0-2.
Triple now in main, gonna go down to the mini eventually. As actually MTS is pulling out a lot of frags here. Erie though finally going down. Spades gonna go down to the mini, but the sticky pops up Spam Blast. He's gonna shoot that down.
The mini. Oh, Sandblast can just cap without the mini seeing him. It's so close, but that will be a capture in to MTS. Spamfest 5 HP, saving the day for now. And the Uber is going to be even here, so at least there's nothing to push off of in an advantage for MCM. MTS need to make 40 seconds of defense hold. Double overtime will probably come in, as both meds will tick into Uber if it is that double overtime. And now it's about who can make the plays. BM's when his knife melted, gonna have to back up and gets caught early. That's very good for MTS.
Yeah, he's been dropping off with China and choosing whoever he wants to take out.
Sandblast and Zero are dead though. Oh, Dog
yeah, Soapy's gonna go down too though, but Nixie and Giraffe going down. Spamfest though with the glow stick evens back out onto Callow. Yeah, 4v4. UGC4 is on the mid right here. As the glow stick continuing to do damage and force players back, takes out Watterson. It's gonna force Rogue back, but he's got Uber and Casper has in the building. Casper has in the building and they've got Uber. Here they come in right now. BM coming in from behind, gets the flash. Can he get Casper? One more revolver shot, they take him out. Casper goes down.
Heavy's here though. Heavy is such a big thing here. If they can keep Cal alive, he's gonna get shredded by Erie. Erie winning the heavy v heavy. Everyone's on point. It's Scout v Scout gonna win on the side of Sandblast. It's now Spy and Sniper versus Spy Medic. Sniper gonna join the fray. It's the pick classes, and the ones with the medics will win. MCM get the cleanup at the end and take map 2 clean. 3-0 to win the lower bracket finals and go on to face Hood Naruto.
BM pulled out the shred alert at the end there, and he's got every reason to. That man went absolutely off in this match, and the fact that we were doubting him go on the record as a poor choice of words. As MCM, once again, 3-0 on product. This one isn't anything as a surprise, however, you know, if you think about it, all they needed last time was if, you know, they win one more round on Asheville, and they could have...
Or Vigil.
Vigil was first, yeah. They could have potentially swept that, but... Again, that pick ban strategy from MTS really looking like a bad idea in retrospect.
Huge props to MCM though. They played phenomenally when they needed to. Rogue had a rough map 1. You can say that's fine. His teammates made up for it. In the end, everyone did their job. They all enabled each other to play exactly how they wanted to. Soapy, Triple, BM, all of them played amazingly. Watterson as well. It was just a great overall game to watch for MCM. And it gives really a lot of hope that they go forward into the finals and give us a show.
Yeah, another thing that I'm realizing about that pick ban is that I was criticizing them for the steal ban because, you know, unless one team's proven themselves to be completely incompetent on the map, steal is something that not a lot of teams really want to pick, right? You mentioned, we've been talking about the variance of Highlander, right? And steal's the perfect example of that. A lot of the times picking steal is basically just you either pick it because there's nothing else, right? You can pick it if, you know, the only 2 maps at the end of a series, you know, you've got Steel on a map that the other team is better than you on, then you pick Steel just out of, you know, no other option, or you pick it as a Hail Mary.
when you know the enemy team's better than you are, when you know there's really not anything else you can beat them. I don't want to use the word legitimately, but on a map on a more standard map. So you pick Steel as well, maybe we can get lucky on it. If MCM really did think that their performance against MTS 2 weeks ago was underperformance on their part, them first banning Steel might have been a statement of, we'll beat you guys on any map at this point. We're just going to take out the one we're most likely to lose on. And honestly, with how well they played, I could believe that was the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, we have the logs on your screen for the Viaduct game. I want to talk about the ones that stand out. First of all, Waterson more than doubled Nixie's kills. BM and Spades nearly doubled their opposition's kills as well. So those three doing tons of work on product. Normally, you don't think of... Well, you can't think of Spy, but not really NG is making the big impact. But we saw Spades have tons of great plays, including that force in, what was it, round 2 that gave them the clean 3-0?
Yeah, I would say, or that was round 2.
No, it was round 3. It was round 3, wasn't
round 3 was round 3. Yeah.
Because they got a cap. They got a cap. Then cap round 2.
Right, yeah. So it had to have been round 3. But yeah, just consistently, that Wrangled Mini, too, doing so much work on the
Soapy as well,
flank.
double Freelanders kills. So tons of work coming in from the key MCM players. And granted, a 3-0 means your stats are going to be higher. That's just implied. But Dog, tons of DPM. Over almost 200 more DPM than Giraffe there.
It took Nixie 3 rounds to get as many points on product as he did sniper picks on Asheville. I don't think he broke double digits until the third round.
Yeah, just dominating performance on map 2 there. That was MCM's pick, and they showed us exactly why they were fine with taking that one. But yeah, when you come back to it, right? MCM clearly the better team on the day. If MTS ended up winning map 1, we'd still be going here probably. We'd 100% just be going into map 3 and thinking, it's Vigil, it's going to be another coin flip. But it just brings the strategy up that MTS chose to do, which was take maps that they basically coin flip won the first time, and they played into the variance of the game mode and got heavily punished. I can't agree with that strategy, and they're probably not going to agree with it after this either. They're going to go back into that one feeling that they didn't make the best of this season in the end. Third place finish for them, it's good, but I know they wanted more, and I know they can get more.
Right. Ironically, I think picking Asheville first was a mistake in and of itself, because if you think about how the Vigil went, right? MTS absolutely rolled them in the first half, only lost the second because of a freak Casper drop from a called bomb on last, and then won the third half pretty handily as well. So if you think about, how the variance works, right? Then they won Vigil more solidly than they won
Asheville, yeah.
Than they won Asheville. Asheville is just one round difference, whereas Vigil, you say, okay, if Casper doesn't drop on that bomb from before, then that's a very clean 2-0. My only thought is that they got a little bit cocky maybe after having such a good performance against Hood Naruto on Asheville. But whenever you're picking maps kind of off of a different team, you almost always end up losing, it feels like. You need to deal with the team you're playing and treat them as the only team in the world right there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to treat each playoff match like it's grand finals. Don't worry about picking things to win something else, because that's just how you underestimate your opponent and lose.
Yeah, and it showed here the 2-0 from MCM there. Once again, congratulations. They will be moving on to the grand finals, secured a minimum of second place and a chance at Hood Naruto fighting them in that grand final matchup next week. We have combined logs on your screen right now. Watson and Nixie, snipers, top fragging. Not that big of a surprise in Highlander when it's double call. Triple and BM in next for MCM. BM, phenomenal match. It's so funny to see BM coming in and just being a massive impact player, because when you're going across the rosters and what the changes they make, you don't expect BM to be a big difference maker. Sure, he can be serviceable. He'll be serviceable. He may be able to match up against Shadowway, who just has such a legacy on Spy, but to completely outperform his opposition and be a key factor in the win, it's such a good play from BM tonight.
Right, and while at the one hand I don't want to understand anything he did, on the other hand, when we were talking about, the consistency of those playstyles, right? It gives me a little bit of worry about whether or not he'll be able to perform to that same level against Hood Naruto.
Yeah, that's what we worry about.
As again, this is that high risk, high reward, right? And MTS did not look like they were in a position to be able to, deal with him. They were not spy checking correctly. They were constantly in chaos. He was constantly just decloaking on China, dropping down and saying, okay, I see Casper, I see Giraffe, I see Yuri, I see Nixie. Who do I want to get this time?
Yeah, I'll kill 2 of them before they look at me.
Yeah, exactly. But against Hood Naruto, who just, is a better team than MCM, or MTS, I mean, really against both of them. I think, regardless of how well MCM played tonight, they're still going to be the underdogs. When you have more forward pressure in the form of Bull, in the form of JJ going in on these crazy bombs, in the form of Demento always being a thorn in their side, it makes it easier for everyone else to spy check. And it's more of an all or nothing playstyle. So if BM can hit that all again, I think MCM really does have the capability maybe to compete if they can show what they showed tonight. But that's a big if, and something that, if you want to find out, you'll have to tune in next week.
Yep, a question for the grand finals. So with that, we're going to be ready to wrap up the show here. Again, congratulations, MCM. MTS, unfortunate end. Third place is as far as you go this season. Hopefully you guys stick it out, maybe stay together, improve, and get back on the grind next season. But any closing thoughts, Alta?
I feel like MCM's gotten kind of the short end of the stick in a lot of the casts we've given them when we gave them that product match against Hood Naruto where they were missing like half their roster. And then again in the first week of playoffs when they were missing a lot of their roster. And I'm glad we got to see them do well.
Yeah. Definitely their peak performance for them this season gets them second place, and very good 2-0. They'll be happy with it and taking that one into this week's practice in preparation for those grand finals. So very excited for that one.
Yeah, with that, our congratulations to MCM, and I think we'll call it here. So thank you for watching. We'll have some sixes coming to you guys throughout the rest of the week, I believe. And we will see you next Monday for grand finals.